Lighting can express a mood, create interesting backgrounds, or direct the eye. The right lighting setup may be something of an art. With a few simple steps, a single light, and an accessory or two, you can easily create setups with professional results. As we take the lights to the subject, in most cases, triangular lights are used to create what is seen or on screen or in a photograph. Using key, fill, and backlights can be intensive and expensive process that takes time to set up correctly. In many cases, those setups are just not doable. Furthermore, for the inexperienced director or cinematographer, there's a steep learning curve to mastering multiple light setups. In that case, the simplest and most efficient way to gain experience with an elaborate multiple light setup is to start with one light and grow from there. Here are a few lighting ideas when you're limited to using one light, either by choice or necessity. As you can see here, as you see the light by the subject, the relationship of light and subject, be it up, down, or profile, will create varying looks that can yield professional results. Beware of hot spots. The proximity or intensity of the lighting can cause areas on the subject to become blown out. As you can see, the dramatic look. Place the subject so that the light you add to the environment will produce the best effect. It's also important to consider the direction of any other light source in the area, while taking advantage of any potential fill or backlighting already there that could improve your shot. The light sources to the front of the subject or at 45 degrees down from above and 45 degrees to one side or the other is considered the key light. But in this case, since we're dealing with one light source, a light source from the front identifying the subject. The distance will dictate the intensity. The further away, the softer the look. The closer the light, the more intimate and intensive the look. Placing the light behind the subject can give a third-dimensional look. You will separate the subject from the background, especially if the background and the subject are of the same or similar color. A backlight gives a definite clear outline and a dramatic look to the subject. Single light setups are particularly good for situations that require more dramatic lighting. Since the shadow generally won't be filled in by a second light, this can create a sense of foreboding and is great for more menacing characterizations using one light, and is also a great way to create silhouettes. For even more interesting look, bounce the light from the backlight source toward the subject using a whiteboard or a reflector in the key or fill position. It's important to place it firmly so it doesn't move during the shoot, or it will look like a water reflection on the subject. As you can see here, each different level will create a different effect when you play with the intensity and quality, each allowing you to take and to make other adjustments that will affect the resulting image. For example, a high intensity light may call for you to use a high f-stop such as f11 or f16, allowing your camera to capture deeper depth of field. A low intensity may call for a low f-stop such as f1.2 or f1.4, creating a shallow depth of field. The side light lends a definite defined look, and a shadow, giving it a dramatic look. The more shadow within the light, the more dramatic the look. The use of a reflector here can also yield exciting results. Light sources coming from above gives a different effect depending where it's angled. A frontal 45-degree light right above the subject is called a paramount look, especially when you can see a butterfly shape right underneath the nostril. The more the light is angled toward the side, the more dramatic the look becomes. When angled to the side yet still overhead, it's called the Rembrandt look, giving the light the majority of the face except a little shadow on one cheek and the eye. A light source coming from below gives a dramatic look, especially in horror or intense moment. It gives a dominance to the subject, especially when the camera is angled up from below. If you have control over the intensity of the light's output, either through a dimmer that is built into the light or one that is external, try adjusting the output to be either more or less intense. You can achieve almost the same effect by moving the light closer to or further away from the subject if your light is not equipped with a dimmer. Keep in mind that increasing the distance between the subject and the background will cause the background to become darker. Another factor affecting your single light has on an image is the light's quality, either hard or soft. A hard light will create dense, well-defined shadows, while a softer, more diffuse light tends to wrap around a subject to create a softer shadows. Experiment with a softbox or other diffusion material to soften the hard light source. In a single light setup, the use of a reflector can create a fill light A fill light source designed to reduce shadows and even out the light. Look for other options to fill light, such as windows letting in sunlight, bounce boards or whiteboards, or a mirror. And learn to light it up how you decide to light your subject will determine the tone and or mood denoted from the imagery created. No matter what situation may occur on, there is always a way to make your setup look more professional, even if you find yourself down to one working light. Thank you and good luck.